Avocado's like, you can hear the mics, bro. Dude, you can hear them. Don't say stupid shit. I wasn't going to. Blackout 5, we're back. Drake just showed up. That's tight, man. He's here to see every battle tonight, which I think is like
when he was sitting here. Like, was it on when he was here?
What do you mean?
You just missed him.
Yeah, no, I went out back, and then he.
Do you have the Polkaroo in the States?
What do you mean? What?
The polka dot door. Is that a Canadian thing?
That's definitely a Canadian thing. What did he say?
Well, the Polkaroo on Polka Dot Door was a kids show, so this is way off track. Sorry, we're talking about Drake, and now is this. So the Polka Dot Door was a kids show where they had this kind of like green giraffe, polka dotted giraffe, who was a man in a costume, and there would be two hosts, and then one host would leave, and then the Polkaroo would show up, and they'd be like, "Oh, you just missed Dan," and they'd go Polkaroo, and then the thing was, then the Polkaroo would leave, and then you would come back and be like, "Oh, you just missed the Polkaroo," but when you got older, you realized it was just the same guy in a costume. We're so far off track.
Well,
I'm so sorry.
I feel like you should apologize.
Tell me more about Drake.
Okay, he showed up tight, here to see every battle. I think that's awesome. I was walking up the stairs and he pointed at me and I was like, "Yeah, buddy, yeah."
He probably thought
I'm like,
yep,
I'm me. I'm like, I'm me. I'm me. He's like, "Yep,
you're Chris?"
He's like, "You're you," and I'm like, "I'm me. I'm fucking me, man. It's really happening." Very surreal moment in all of this whole battle rap history for me. I mean, the dude has more number 1 records than the fucking Beatles.
Does he
for
really?
him to have, yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah. For him to have such an interest in battle rap that he knows me. I seen him when he was walking in, and he stops and he's like, "Shuffle T." Wow, man, big fan. That's like, yeah, that's crazy, bro. Like, I looked at Shuffle T. I was like, that's a pretty surreal moment, huh? And he's like bonkers, weird, nuts. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't even know what to say.
When we saw him yesterday, we was lucky. Like, me and Roan were kind of at the front near the press conference, and it just so happened that we were Drake and Organic were walking in. We had the camera ready. He said, "You want to do a quick interview?" We got 3 minutes with him, and at the end, I was like, "Yeah, it's for BattleRap.com." He goes, "I know this site."
Man,
boom.
Man, he knows, Chris. Come on,
and
man.
then he asked to take a photo with me.
That's crazy. That's insane. That's insane.
So yeah, it's pretty awesome that, and it, just like Mr. Fab was to Oakland at Battle of the Bay 7 a few weeks ago, Toronto, Drake is to Toronto. It's like,
yeah, and I mean that's
and more than that.
Yeah, we're doing a lot for Fab in there.
Yeah, true.
I mean, like, you're absolutely right about Fab in Oakland, but I think that Drake's influence permeates far beyond just Toronto.
But it's nice to see that Toronto influence that comes with him is permeating
most
globally.
Definitely, yeah. I think that he's definitely a guy who is very he makes it about where he's from a lot. He's constantly mentioning where he's from, and his affiliation with King of the Dot proves that, because
and the Raptors
you would almost assume that because of the nature of his music and URL and Smack being more of a mainstream kind of outlet for battle rap, that's who he would align himself with if he was a fan of the sport. And I'm sure he is, and I'm sure he's definitely a fan of the URL battles and URL battlers for sure.
Yeah.
But he definitely chose to have his affiliation be with King of the Dot, because that's, it represents where he's from, even to the letter in the name. Yeah, definitely, exactly.
Knows these guys from forever. I think it's another interesting distinction with Drake of, a lot of these, bigger names are stepping into the battle scene right now. Snoop Dogg did his own thing with Mook. Total Slaughter did their own thing.
Now, I don't know how ethical it is to be talking about other people's productions on this one, but I don't really care about ethics, Chris. What happened with the Snoop Dogg one? Did it ever come out?
Right,
Are we ever going to see footage from this thing? Because I personally, having feeling the loss of Young B the Future as someone who was definitely gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the West Coast. I barely knew, dude, but always cool in passing and the few times that we met. And that's a battle that I think we really want to see.
I think it's an important battle historically, and that event it had a great vibe. It was a smaller scale production than the Ether, the Total Slaughter, and even this. It was kind of a almost like a Battle of the Bay Los Globos vibe. So like the most recent Battle of the Bay or V2R.
I got you.
Maybe actually a lot, not a lot bigger, a bit bigger than that. So probably like 300, 400 people there. The battles themselves were okay. There were some really legendary performances. Calico's performance against Hitman Holla was unbelievable.
Okay.
That, and then Young B, as you mentioned, had his breakout performance against B Magic. B Magic, couldn't land a hit, and Young B steamrolled him, and it was just incredible to see that fire from such a performer that people had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
So, but like Snoop Dogg associated with that. But you're seeing a lot of these like big names step in and say like, hey, we're going to do kind of our own thing. And this is the first time that a big star has really like connected themselves so closely with a battle league. Yeah. And so far the results have been strong. So we'll see how the battles go.
Yeah, I think this is such a much more intense version of that, being that it's Drake and the quality or the value of his celebrity now today, and Snoop Dogg is like a forever celebrity, but like you said, that was a much smaller scale event. Eminem was at Wembley when the Total Slaughter shit happened. Right. He wasn't even there for it, and here Drake is, we're barely even announcing the shit and he's already here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fans are here.
Fans are here. We've probably got, 100, 150?
I don't know. This place is huge, Chris. This is probably like 300 people. So? Yeah, look at it. It's just so big that it's hard to kind of put a perspective on how many people are in the building. You have to think a ton of people are having drinks in the room behind us. There's a lot of people backstage.
Okay.
But it's early yet, and Drake is here before 90% of the fans. That's pretty crazy.
Right. So we just had Scott Jackson, Canada's best beatboxer, I think one of the best beatboxers in the world, and a KOTD staple. He just went up on stage and said battle's coming in about 20 minutes. I think he was also slotted for the opening performance to get the crowd warmed up a little bit.
Okay.
Is Scott? Yeah, Scott's still going to do something. So
awesome.
I have no idea what the first battle is. I don't really have any idea of who's battling. The one hint I've heard is the first battle is going to be a Canadian versus an American.
Okay. All right.
I got the Canadian.
I like the sounds of that.
Who could that be? Who's a Canadian?
Man, there's plenty of Canadians on the card. There's plenty of Americans on the card. I don't imagine Mad Child's first.
No, I don't think so.
But I could see.
We got the list on these passes here.
I feel like
who would be a good warm-up battle? Let's take a quick look.
Kid Twist, throw him right back into the fray.
That'd be crazy. That'd be so crazy.
This is good that they put this on the back of our shit like this.
Yeah, this is great. Skelly, you got Skelly as a Canadian.
Okay, yeah, definitely Skelly.
Tycoon Tax, they could start with him.
Yep.
Bullets is up there. Osa.
Okay.
Who else is Canadian? Bishop is unlikely.
A lot of options. Almost as many Canadians options as American options on the card.
Yeah.
So really, it could be anybody. You know what I mean?
My prediction will be Skelly. How you like that for a prediction?
I don't know.
I'm looking at Avocado. He's giving me some sort of weird look. He's not. It's a really weird look.
I don't know. Maybe Tycoon Tax. I don't know.
The crowd loves him.
I feel like I'm just guessing at this point.
So Tax brings a lot of people supporting him to the Toronto venues. Often people are here just to see Tax because the city rides so hard with him.
Yeah.
He's one of these guys that he picks up a lot of. Let's talk about Tax. Picks up a lot of criticism on the forums. I think it's funny. He hasn't had a bad performance in like 2 years.
Well, what is the criticism of Tax?
Oh, he's Canadian.
Because he's Canadian, so he can't be a street rapper because he's Canadian.
You don't have gangsters in Scarborough.
I'll fucking tell you something, world. None of these guys are shooting anybody in the real world. You know what I mean? Like
you say that you're gonna get shot.
We come from different walks of life, all of us. Some of us have had harder roads than others. Some of us have grown up in neighborhoods that are way more conducive to gangster shit. But there is nobody that is an active battle rapper today on this scale, that's operating on this scale, that's a shooter, that's coming to events armed, so if you take tax less seriously for having, you know, street rapper bars than you do anybody else, than you do any other MC on this card, you're really just being ridiculous. And believe it, there are shitty neighborhoods out here in Canada too where you could just as easily get jacked for all your shit. We come a long way with this whole King of the Dock shit.
Right.
We used to stay in the Grange, which was just like the worst hotel ever, fully in the hood all the time, and we were very aware that it was a fucking sketchy neighborhood that we were in. Just because it's Canada doesn't mean it's fucking like fucking Terrence and Phillip over here. Okay? But just in general, the point being that you can't like label these rappers as street or not street because of where they come from in the world. You know what I mean? It's really a street rapper as opposed, you know, with that hard quote, or a gangster rapper in the battle rap sense is really just based on their perception of battle rap, who they were inspired by as battle rappers, what kind of music they listen to, and how they carry that into battles.
Oh, this guy's about to fight you.
Oh, I did call him an asshole.
He thought you just talk about street rappers, and we got a street rapper right here.
This is the second. Am I playing on screens in the other room again? Oh, okay. I said.
Billy Shakes.
Is there more than one person? Come over here. Come over here.
Do you know him?
No, I have no idea.
Billy Shakes.
Okay, Billy Shakes. Is there more than one person in an orange suit?
No, there's a dude in a pink suit.
Okay.
By the way, Doom Squad represent Alberta Division, Ground Zero. I think you're magical, even though you're kind of mean.
I called him an asshole for no reason, and then we like zoomed in on you and shit too. I was like, I was just looking for like a transition tool, and you walked by, and I was like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there's a dickhead in an orange suit, and I was like, avocado, zoom, 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 and then we just walked away. I apologize, Billy Shakes. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Why the suit?
Well, it's battle rap, man. We came all the way out here from Alberta. We got to look sharp as fuck, right? I was going to get a King of the Dot hat and wear it sideways, but I couldn't get one in time, so we had these airdropped.
Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Shakes.